Welcome to day one of stretching every day. Basically, what you're gonna need, if you so wish, is a blanket. The purpose of a blanket is any ground stretch that we do on the ground. If you sit on a blanket, it will make it infinitely easier. For example, pancake becomes easier, butterfly becomes easier, sitting for a fold becomes easier. You could take the blanket, put it on the back of your feet, and even sitting like this automatically becomes easier. So you have that option. Before we go through the stretching, you could use a blanket. The more bunched up it is, the more assistance you will get. For the purpose of this video, I will not be though. So without any further ado, we're gonna get started stretching. I highly recommend you get into a pancake position. Are you ready? Here we go. Just leaning our body over, nice and slow, smooth and control, going in both directions. When we're doing these stretches, it's rather important that the heels are engaged, the knee is pushed down straight via quadricep flexion. The engagement and the stretch will help us build strength in that range of motion. Currently, we're going to be going at about 50% power right now, so nothing too serious, nothing too major. We are still kind of warming up. In another rotation or so, we're going to start going directly forwards. And when I mean forwards, I do mean directly forwards, not necessarily down. So in 3, 2, 1, let's go directly forwards and come up at about 50% effort. As we're doing this, the legs should still be engaged, heels actually pressing downwards into the earth, knees completely straight. As we're going forwards, we're trying to squeeze the glutes together to help open up our hips. We got a couple more of these. Notice I'm using my hands to help assist myself. I said assist myself. Shouldn't be too bad. Going directly forwards and then coming back again, repeating the motion over and over again, going at about 50%. Last one, come into a butterfly. Just flap your wings a little bit, nothing too arduous, making it feel nice and good. In 5 seconds, we're going to transition to our knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Transitioning to our knees. Now, if your toes hurt when you're in this position, you're free to just simply sit onto the flat of your feet. Totally fine by me, but for me, I do like to be on my feet a little bit, so I prefer that way. From here, we're just going to lean one hand down and then twist into it, other side, and twist into it. Repeating this motion, twisting and twisting. As I'm twisting, my head is 100% following the twist and my offhand is 100% digging into the same direction. This right here is just going to help increase that spine mobility a little bit and a little bit of the cervical, to be honest. Just repeating this over and over, and at the same time you should feel a slight stretch within the quads. Let's just do 2 more times. 1 and then 2. From here, simply go completely flat onto your stomach. Now that you're completely flat onto your stomach, with your hands you're going to do a push-up so that you're into a nice cobra pose. Now when we're doing the cobra, it's rather important to note that we are not trying to arch our lower back. Instead, all we're trying to do is push straight up and vertical. From here, we could depress our shoulders so that the stretch is even more intense, feeling it in the stomach. And we could look up at a slight angle so that we get a little bit of stretch going on within the neck as well. Nice and relaxed, nothing too serious. We're gonna hold this position. What you can do, I don't know if you can see it now, is you could expand your stomach and then contract it. And in doing so, all you're doing is just stretching out the fibers of the abdominals, which is pretty good if you ask me. Or you could relax the shoulders and then actively push and relax and actively push, just to give your shoulders a little bit of motion. A little bit longer. We're going to transition to the pancake in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going into the pancake again. Feel free to use that pillow to elevate your butt. It really does help. From here, we're going to speed things up just a smidge. We're going to go bang, 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 bang. As we go bang, 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 The legs must be engaged and squeezed. Look at how engaged it is. It's practically off the ground in terms of the heel. So with the legs nice and engaged, let's pull that belly button directly forwards. So we're in a nice tall position. This direction first. Ha! 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 Again. Ha! More. Give it to me. How many are we gonna do? The answer, all of it. Keep it going. Now remember, when we're doing this, we're not trying to go down. All right, going down is not what we want. We want to go forwards and forwards and forwards, because if we go down and down and down, that's not the motion we want. We want to have our spine nice and tall throughout the entirety of all of these stretches in order to replicate that good movement pattern. It may be more difficult, but that's exactly what we want. So even if your range of motion is just this and this and that, we'll take it so long as your legs are engaged, because you're actively squeezing them straight. Your quads should always be tight, the toes pulled back with the heels pushing directly into the wall. And when we go downwards for the pancake, heels are actively pressing downwards as a counter measure of tension to build a little bit of strength in that range of motion. Last one. Legs together in a sitting forward fold fashion. I do recommend, if you have the blanket, really excellent for this one. So we want both legs pulled back, quads engaged, tibia nice and taut, toes back, heels completely straight. We're gonna first force our spine to be tall in the low back, and then from here we're gonna go forwards. We're not gonna go down, we're gonna go forwards, and we're gonna play this off as slow, hard reps where we go. Let me demonstrate one. Go and then bring it right back. The range of motion isn't great, but you should feel the stretch all throughout your calves, and a little bit of your hamstring, and a little bit in your low back. Are you ready? Here we go. Forwards, back, forwards, and back. Make sure the legs are squeezed the entire time with a slight pause at the apex of the stretch. Going forwards, never downwards. All right. Forwards is the direction we want to go. When we're doing this, we want to think about our abs and actually squeeze them really hard, like we're doing a forward crunching action, or like we're doing an L sit where we're moving forwards. Keep it going. We want all of it, if not everything. Now what I'm about to do next, it's going to be pretty simple. As we're doing this, I'm going to start to add a little bit of lateral action going forwards. So I'm going to go here, here, you should too, reaching just slightly across my body, forcing me to twist a little bit, makes it a little bit more fun, but my legs are still engaged, my toes are still back, and my core is still squeezed. It's really easy to allow yourself to get lazy. We definitely don't want that, partner. We want to be nice and engaged. Notice how my chin is high the whole time. We're going to switch back to straight in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Going back to the straight action. Feel free to have your hands however you like. I typically find that this position is pretty comfortable for me, the cross, or just a direct reach. Notice how I'm not even reaching downwards, I'm reaching forwards, because that's the direction that I'm always aiming for, is forwards. And as a consequence, my body will just naturally drift itself lower the more forwards I become. So forwards is the cue here. We're gonna be done in 3, just done with the stretch, 2, last one, 1. Nice. Let's get onto all fours like a table. So now that we're on all fours like a table, with your knees slightly wider than precarious, we're gonna tilt that head up a little bit. Be supported on our wrists. If your wrists hurt, feel free to slightly turn them to the outside. That's gonna put less pressure on the wrist. Actively squeeze the ground with your fingertips. From here, we're just gonna allow our lower back to completely sag. With it completely sag, we're gonna be nice and tall with our shoulders, actively pushing downwards. And then we're gonna curl our spine. Just like, and then extend it. Flex the spine. Extend it. When we're flexing the spine, we are squeezing the core. And when we extend it, we're kind of trying to be as schmexy as possible. Really arch that spine. And then close it. Arch it. Close it while trying to keep your shoulder blades active and press. Close. Extend. Close. And extend. Let's do 3 more. 1, 2. Last one. 3. Excellent. Let's quickly switch back to our pancake, which is lovely. Right? Right. So for this next one, it's all about building strength within the legs. So here's what we're gonna do. Let me demonstrate first. We're gonna allow ourselves to fall as much forwards as we can. I recommend for this one, really stack up that blanket. Fall, controlling ourselves by actually pushing down with the legs. Make sure they're nice and straight. Once you're unable to control it, use your hands to assist yourself downwards and then push yourself back up softly. When you're coming up, you want to use your legs to literally drive yourself right back out of the hole, and eventually you're able to go just like that without the use of your hands. But for now, we're going to catch up the hands, pop ourselves up if you need be. Legs, back, knees straight, quads engaged, heels pressing down to the earth with a tall spine with the belly button going forwards, and we are going forwards, not down. Let's go. Nice. If you need to catch yourself, and then push yourself off softly. Lower like a negative, catch yourself, come back up while actively pressing your feet into the earth. That's right there. It's going to help build strength for this new range of motion that you are going to acquire via time and via lots of stretching, one will say. Nice and simple, going down, then up, repeating this almost indefinitely. Honestly, if there's only one stretch to be done, one exercise to become flexible, this one right here might be the one that I give it to. You could literally just do this for an entire 30 minutes and call it a good day. But obviously, the body is more than just adductors. Remember to actively press down with the heels and actively keep that spine nice and tall and straight. Using the hands to assist you if need be, or simply going without hands if it's unnecessary. But I'm a little bit fatigued at the moment, so I need my hands. But of course, even though I'm using my hands, I'm not being negligent on my feet. I am indeed pressing hard into the earth with my feet, with my quads nice and engaged, actively going downwards. I will be doing this with great control, and even my buttocks are nice and squeezed when I go down in order to allow my legs to spread a little bit more. We're gonna do 3 more. 1, 2, here comes the last one. 3, let's transition to a butterfly, flap our wings for a little bit. Now, if you're next to a sturdy table or a platform or chair or sofa, that would be nice. I guess I should have mentioned that at the start of the video, but I didn't. Bummer me. Because we're gonna switch into the egg position, which is just a low squat. And when we're in it, it's very important that we keep the heels completely flat on the ground. Let me show you, because we're transitioning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha! Egg. Nice and simple. If you're struggling and you're like this is where that sofa and apparatus will come into play, which when you hold it will allow yourself to lean backwards while you're just holding it ferociously with your arms. The important thing when it comes to this stretch is that your heels are 100% flat on the ground. In terms of the leg placement, we want your toes slightly pointed outside and your knees to be pushed out as well. Therefore, they're nice in a line, and it gives you a nice proper platform of balance. But again, most importantly, heels must remain completely flat on the ground. So from here, we're going to do some fun transitions. I'll demonstrate once and then you'll follow along. Here, using our hands if need be, or no hands, we're going to go to our knees and just lean back, forwards, pop back into the egg, just like that. Are you ready? Here we go. Going forwards, leaning back, up, popping back into the egg. Let's keep it going. Forwards, going back, forwards again, pop it back, make sure the heel stays nice and flat. The main reason why we're doing this with a little bit of motion as opposed to just holding each position individually, it's just a little bit more fun, a little bit less mind-numbing if you ask me. Pop it back up, back to the heels, back to the knees, and then back down. This is honestly pretty good for the extension of the toes as well, so you build a little bit of strength and conditioning and integrity for those joints there. Pop it back up and up. Not to mention, you're getting a full stretch on the knees by keeping it in a bent position. But not only is it in a bent position, it's also going through motion while it is in a bent position, which is particularly good. And when we lean it backwards at the top like this, we get this quad stretch pretty darn good. Let's go to the egg and just hold this position for a little bit of time. Transitioning back to the pancake in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now for me personally, I do think the pancakes are arguably the best stretch. My favorite stretch. I think it's pretty good. Tends to hit everything all at once. Let's try to spread out our legs as much as possible, shall we? With our legs spread and the toes pulled back, knees engage, butt squeeze, belly button to the front, chest nice and tall. We're gonna go down and we're gonna hold it for a little bit of time. When you're ready, here we go. This is about 50%. Let's go 60. And then 100. Nice and simple. Now it's important that when we're doing this stretch that we're actively pressing the heels and the knees into the earth. That way our legs stay engaged and the butt should be squeezed tight and clenched so that will help us open our legs. We're gonna hold this for a little bit of time. Let's get out of it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Now that you know what to expect, whatever you can give, we're gonna take all of it. We're gonna go back down again, doing the exact same thing, except going straight to 100. Here we go. Holding it, actively pressing downwards, toes back, heels into the earth, knees into the earth, quads into the earth, butt squeeze, actively squeezing. Out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relaxing for a little bit. Wasn't too bad. One more time. All right. Here. Squeeze, squeeze. Let's be engaged. Here we go. Actively squeezing. Nice Toes back. Excellent. Out in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's close our legs just for a little bit. Into a butterfly position. Flap it just a little bit. Transition to our knees in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ha, ha. Let's go ahead and sit on the flat of our feet. Force that spine to extend. From here, pay attention. We're gonna allow ourselves to collapse. Huh. And then allow ourselves to fully extend it again. All while keeping the chin relatively level. Collapse. Fully extend. Allied, when we collapse, let's look down. When we collapse, we're gonna look down a little bit. And then fully extend the spine. As we're collapsing, we are indeed squeezing the core towards our belly and keeping it nice and tight. And as we extend, we're trying to be nice and tall. Keeping this going. Well, that was a good day of stretching. If you like what you saw, I'll probably be doing this every single day. So join me for daily stretching. Videos come out every day at 6 a.m. Nice.